let's start with you, Jay. How has your life changed? Do you feel differently about yourself now that you're a national champion?
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't. And I think that might be making other people a little bit more uncomfortable. I am noticing that people are treating me differently. So I'm going to spend a couple days up here with Gino, and he's going to give me the ropes. Man, there's no one better to teach you how to handle this than Gino. No one's done it more. No one alive.
Oh, so. He's walking around going, "Hey man, I want a national championship," you know, but especially in Philadelphia.
It's a great question, Jay, because everybody's defined by championships, right? So, do you feel like you're a better coach now because the shot went down?
Yeah, that's the point. I really have been more humbled by the shot going down, realizing that I was a shot away from really nobody caring. You know, we went to the Final Four in 2009, and nobody cares anymore.
Right.
And, you know, rightfully so. But that's what this championship really, what I've learned from is that a break here, break there, and we're not, you know, I'm not thought of. No one really cares what I think or what I say. You know, I got to talk to the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday, the team in Philadelphia, which I grew up in Philly. So, I mean, that's a big deal. But I realized that if that shot doesn't go down, they don't care what I say. They don't want to. But they were listening.
That's so funny. That's true.
They were listening yesterday, and I was thinking, these guys are football guys, and they're listening to me. This is amazing.
Now, Gino, I have to ask you, you just coached the class that won a national championship every single year, and it seems like you're there every year, and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way. Why continue to do it? You have done everything you could possibly do. You stand at the top of the mountain. What keeps bringing you back?
Well, you know, when they say it's not about the money, it's about the money. I'm saying that in jest, but I mean, you when you have a pretty good thing going, you know, and you get to a certain age, I mean, if all this was happening, and say I was Jay's age, and I was, you know, young enough where, you know, you could say, you know, I got plenty of time left, knock on wood, you know, to coach, and let me try something different. And I'm sure Jay's going to have that opportunity if he hasn't already, you know, with the NBA guys coming after him. And you say, well, why would you stay in college if you could do that? And then all of a sudden you look up and you're at an age where you're like, well, why would I want to go someplace else? So I'm always torn, you know, when I'm asked that question. But if it had been 15 years ago, maybe a little bit, I might be feeling different. But right now, when our team is playing next year, people might be in Connecticut asking, "Why'd you come back, man? Because you're not going to be as good." You know?
Now, how do you feel, Coach, when conversations started like it did this past year? There was a bunch of like chatter about, you know, more or less crying of like, it's not fair. What UConn does isn't even fair.
Right.
This isn't even competitive. Number one, how do you even respond to that? Number two, is there any part of you that does sort of wish there was a Tennessee again, or someone to really play you guys super tough all the time?
Yeah, I mean, Notre Dame has done that, you know, but what happens is, and it would be the same in men's basketball if you really looked at it, because it kind of happened this year. If our players couldn't leave after 1 year, I mean, if they could leave, then none of these championships, I shouldn't say none, we might be like 4 national championships, 5, but not 11.
Right.
Because the kid that just won 4 in a row would have left after 1. Maya Moore would have left after 1. Diana Taurasi would have left after 1. So you wouldn't have that. And because they can stay, you can build a dynamite team. And there just aren't enough great players like the 3 that I have to stock enough teams around the country. More kids are going to more schools, so you don't have as many great teams, but you got a lot more good teams in women's basketball. We just happen to have, you know, a great team.
Yeah, unfortunately, a good team against a UConn team is not enough to do enough damage.
Correct.
Now, Jay, obviously there were a lot of NBA jobs open, and once you won that national title, the way you dressed, they said, this guy's an NBA coach. Did anybody contact you? Is it something that you're interested in down the line?
Yeah, it's always something I would like to do. You know, I watch the games. I talk to our guys that are playing. It's the highest level. You know, you always want to compete at the highest level. But I was interested in hearing Gino's question as much as anybody. What you asked him about staying. but I would have to give up my job to do it, and I just love our job. I love being at Villanova. We could graduate all our players. We can win. Winning and coaching, if that's what you're doing for a living, if you're coaching and you're losing a lot, it's miserable. I mean, it is. It's a tough life on your family. So the fact that I love where we live, we have great administration at Villanova, great support. So I just don't want to give up my job. A lot of people have said to me, well, give it a shot. And if you go to the NBA and you don't like it, you could get any college job you want. Well, I got the college job I want. So that's really where I am. And I just really like where I am.
Brian Billick tells